Dan here from Dangerously Fit. In this week's video, we're going to talk about the benefits of using Indian clubs. So Indian clubs are different to steel clubs. Indian clubs are much lighter. With the Indian clubs, they're more of a mobility tool. Also good for muscle endurance as well, whereas the steel clubs are much heavier. So Indian clubs are usually made of poly, which is a hard plastic, or wood. These ones are actually made of bamboo, and they're much lighter. So usually they're around about between 1 and 3 pounds, which is about ½ kilo to 1.5 kilos. Started with club training around about 7 years ago. I had a shoulder reconstruction and I used these lighter Indian clubs to help me recover as part of my rehab. And then as my shoulder got stronger, I started to lift heavier weights and I got into heavy club training, more of the steel clubs, and then heavy mace training. I still use Indian clubs as part of my warm-ups. It really does groove the path into the movements that you're going to be doing with the clubs and mace. So if you spend an extra sort of 2 or 3 minutes as part of your warm-up using the Indian clubs, you're really going to benefit with that mobility through the wrist, through the shoulders, through the elbows, and it just makes sure I'm thoroughly warmed up before I get into heavy club training and heavy mace training. Whether you're an athlete, a desk-bound worker, or recovering from injury, Indian clubs are versatile and effective. Many fitness training tools neglect joint care, leading to stiffness or over time injury. Swinging clubs in circular patterns increases synovial fluid production, which lubricates the joints, improving joint health, functional strength, and rotational mobility. Unlike most shoulder exercises that employ a very limited range of motion, Indian clubs train your shoulders through their full range of movement, strengthening the stabilizer muscles and improving your mobility, flexibility, and strength in a wider range. If you're involved in a sport that requires you to throw, hit a ball, or strike an opponent, the circular shoulder strength that you'll develop with Indian club training will greatly enhance your performance. Club swinging enhances bilateral coordination and forces your core to stabilize the trunk and resist torque, resulting in greater core strength. So if you haven't done so already, I highly recommend that you add Indian clubs into your training programs, even if it's 2, 3, 4 minutes as part of your warm-up. You're gonna be performing those movements anyway with the steel club, steel mace, and it's just a good way of grooving the path, working on mobility, protecting your wrists, shoulders, and elbows, and getting into that prehab, so then hopefully you don't have to do rehab later on. That's it for today's video. Be sure to comment below, let me know how you get on. We do actually sell Indian clubs on our website as well. I'll leave the links in the description below. If you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.